Welcome everyone to our Fellowship for Today Sunday service. We're here Sunday following Thanksgiving, and I am hoping that all of you had an opportunity to create a good Thanksgiving for yourselves, had some turkey, reached out to some friends and family, and now we really are moving in on Christmas, the Christmas holiday. So we're happy to have you here this afternoon. And I'd like to invite you again, as I always do, to please make a comment and let us know that you're with us. It really adds to that community feel, so consider that. I want to thank the Dangling Participles, too, for opening our service up this afternoon. They're always so fun to see and have such an upbeat energy about them. Thank you, Dangling Participles, for sharing your music with us. So now I want to invite everyone to take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath together. Breathe in and exhale. Let your shoulders drop. I invite you to close your eyes as we open our service with a grounding meditation. And let's take a few more deep breaths together. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time. Breathe in and out. And just let your body relax. Let's let all of our concerns and busyness of the day just fall away. And allow our personality to fall away. Just allow ourselves to be in this moment. We'll let all of the physical limitations of these human suits that we dwell in just fall away. Connect with our true selves, spiritual being that we are. Just follow your breath as we bring our full awareness to our heart center. And let's just place our hands on our hearts, the center of such great, infinite stillness and peace. With a still heart, be aware of yourself effortlessly yielding to your higher self, your inner being, our source, the God of your heart. In the midst of these worldly conditions, we feel our hearts undivided, constant in love. We feel this heart energy rising and expanding. Into infinite, universal mind of God. Our hearts filling with the dynamic, powerful light and love of the magnificent divine. Let's just rest a few moments in the peace and comfort of the divine's gentle embrace. This connection is peace and love, unconditional. This connection brings wisdom and clarity. And I invite you to set an intention to hold this connection. And remember the feeling of this connection deep in our human cells and our spiritual being itself. We are so grateful for the knowing that we have the ability to choose an experience of love always. And we bring this feeling back with us into our human beings and take it with us into our new week. A new week filled with unlimited possibility. A new week filled with opportunity to connect with each other in love, to show our support, offer our support. And know that all of us together as a beautiful fellowship community, we are with each other always. And together we say, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. I found a reading today from A Course in Miracles, and when I was thinking about a reading for today, I just felt like A Course in Miracles was calling to me. So I thought about gratitude and what the Course has to offer on this topic, since we just are still in Thanksgiving week here. And I found lesson 195. And this lesson is, love is the way I walk in gratitude. And this lesson is so full of wonderful, wonderful teaching that I encourage you to go to your Course in Miracles book and read the whole lesson. It's really wonderful, and it's a wonderful way to start into our Christmas holiday season. But I want to read you just a little bit. We give thanks for every living thing, for otherwise we offer thanks for nothing. And we fail to recognize the gifts of God to us. Then let our brothers lean their tired heads against our shoulders as they rest a while. We offer thanks for them. For if we can direct them to the peace that we would find, the way is open at last to us. An ancient door is swinging free again. A long-forgotten word re-echoes in our memory and gathers clarity as we are willing once again to hear. Walk then in gratitude, the way of love. For hatred is forgotten when we lay aside comparison. What more remains as obstacles to peace? Lesson 195. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. And now let's take a few moments to really think about the blessings in our lives. I know I spoke with a number of you over the holiday, the Thanksgiving holiday, and many of you were creating gratitude lists. I saw that a few times too on Facebook, and it was really wonderful to see how many of you were practicing this offering of gratitude, finding gratitude in our lives. And this is the moment that I'd like for you to really remember. This is all fresh in your mind from Thanksgiving. Remember all of the abundance, the love and blessings that we have in our lives and that we share with each other. The fellowship is so thankful to all of you for your generous donations. And we look forward to providing these wonderful services and all of the classes and activities on and on into many future years to come. So I invite you now to please read with me the blessing of our tithes and offerings. You'll see it on the screen here. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Thank you. Thank you. And now I'm really happy to invite you all to listen to our speaker this afternoon. It's someone we haven't had with us for some time, and I'm so happy that she was able to join us this afternoon for a talk. It's Susan Rothfuss. She's an author, speaker, and life coach. She has a lot of wisdom to share. So settle in and listen to this lovely message that Susan has brought us today. And after Susan's meditation, we're also very, very excited to have Winnie Zeeb with us again, and all the loving energy she brings with her. And she'll be singing a wonderful Karen Drucker song.
Good afternoon. I am filled with gratitude to Reverend Mary Sabai for her friendship and love and leadership of this fellowship, and her invitation for me to be with you today. I want to talk with you about anticipating gratitude, what it means, how we can each work in maintaining it even in challenging times. Although I think it's important to live in a state of anticipating gratitude, it seems especially important during this particular time of pandemic. The month of November is a time to remember and focus our awareness on gratitude. Over the past 4 Sundays, you have heard 4 different ways to become more aware of gratitude and thankfulness in your life. As we look back over our collective shoulders, we may have just celebrated the most unusual Thanksgiving of our lives. I don't need to remind any of you that this November is unlike any November any of us has ever experienced. But Thanksgiving has come and gone, as it always does. And that doesn't mean we turn our back on gratitude and thankfulness. Far from it. Now is the time to ramp it up, for we turn our eyes and our hearts toward the Christmas season. For those who love Christmas, it's coming, but it too will be different. This could be the best Christmas you have ever had. It may have fewer face-to-face moments, fewer days of in-store shopping, maybe no parties, no guests, and no traveling. But this may allow you to concentrate more carefully on your attitude. That can be the key to your best Christmas ever. Today is the first Sunday in Advent. Your gratitude and thankfulness are 2 of the things that you can embrace and hold close even more than usual, because the attitude of gratitude is what can help us remain centered during difficult times. In fact, sometimes focusing on gratitude in the midst of loss, fear, disappointment, and sadness helps us reset our outlook for the day, week, month, and for our lives. So one of the things I'm most grateful for is when I hold on to gratitude. It's not dependent on that which happens to me, but how I understand what happens for me. What happens for us that can fill us with gratitude? What do I mean by what happens for us? Well, that all depends on what you see happening around you. Here's an example. Here we are in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. This small blue planet is dealing again with pandemic. It's a little over 100 years since the last one, but we are one nation on this small blue planet in our universe. But it's our nation, and it's all we've got. So in the scheme of things, it's pretty important. Yes, we have upheaval in our government, and many schools are closed to in-class learning. Businesses are closing, and people are dying by the thousands daily. One day, this experience will make a great movie. But we aren't just reading or watching or listening to this story. We are living this story. In the midst of living this story, let's stop and think about what we could possibly have to be grateful for. The first thing that comes to mind is possibility. Possibility, you ask? What's the possibility? Well, that's just it. We don't know yet. But I can imagine one possibility can be found in education. A small but significant group of students across the country have found their best learning environment online. Suddenly, the distractions of classroom learning are stripped away, and they can pay attention to the screen. I'm actually seeing this happen with my 2 grandchildren who live with ADD. I know this is not true for all students, but for some, online learning has provided a possibility to succeed in a new way. Another possibility is in strengthening friendships. There are a number of friends I'm Zooming with from all over the country. We're connecting weekly, or every 2 weeks, or once a month. It depends on what the need is. And I give thanks for the Zoom platform and other electronic platforms available to help all of us stay connected and actually see one another's faces while we're talking. Even as we mourn not being able to hug and be in the same room, we can chat with friends and family near and far. If you haven't tried it yet, remember, possibility. You may be asking yourself, how can I possibly find anything to be grateful for in 2020? Look around you. Simply by watching this service, you are surrounded by love and caring people, beautiful music, and a community you can count on. Just in the Lansing area, there are thousands of essential workers who are putting their lives on the line, doing their very best to keep people protected, tested, and alive. That's a lot to be grateful for. A very generous gift from them to put their lives on the line for ours. We're learning to raise our gratitude for all essential workers. There are teachers learning new ways to teach their students online. Grocery delivery services will shop for you to keep you safely at home. And there are so many things we have to be grateful for. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Awareness is like the sun. When it shines on things, they are transformed." Some of you may feel as if this is a test that will never be over. But I've had a new realization. It may be over sooner than we expect. With vaccines being tested and going through the approval process, we've learned that vaccines may be available for all of us by next spring. I find myself thinking, I better get going on those things I plan to get done during the pandemic. Talk about a shift in awareness. I realize this strange time really will be limited. I want to take advantage of this gift of time. Notice the shift in my perspective? My awareness has been raised and the healing is already beginning. My greatest moments of gratitude have come from some of the most difficult parts of my life. Not just now, but over the course of my life. As I thought about what I wanted to share with you today, I awoke last week with 4 words in my mind: pain, awareness, healing, and gratitude. Now, in all fairness, I should self-disclose that those 4 words have been on my mind because I had a knee replacement about 8 weeks ago, and I'm working my way through each one of those words. I was suddenly struck with the thought that if we don't have pain in our lives, we will never have the opportunity to experience the awareness of relief, or the joy we experience when we move into healing, or the gratitude that we hold when we realize what that healing has made space for. Have you ever had a deep disappointment that led you to a new experience that you are so grateful for? I can think of several: divorce, illness, loss of career, death of friends and family. I have lost one husband to divorce, but my wonderful husband of 34 years is the joy of my life, and I give gratitude for every day. I suddenly lost one career of 20 years, only to find a new purpose and a career that brings me great joy. If I hadn't lost that first career, there wouldn't have been room in my life for my new one. Losing one of my best friends in April drew me closer to her daughters. I'd been close to them most of my life, but the closeness is greater now, and it brings me great joy. Most of these newfound joys took years to come into reality, but come they did. That's how we reshape and reform our understanding of the challenges we are facing in 2020. We raise our awareness so that we can see through the lens of gratitude in the moment. It's not easy, at least I've never found it to be easy, to imagine what good things come from losing a job in the moment, until I found that whole new career. And it's not easy to imagine the possibility of pain bringing gratitude. It's not easy to imagine the possibility of life in the future when it may be filled with illness or physical and emotional pain. But when awareness leads us to see that the therapy prescribed for healing brings gratitude, gratitude doesn't come in the moment of loss and difficulty. Looking through the lens of gratitude takes time. Each of us has the ability to raise our own awareness of how we might look at each situation through the lens of gratitude. As we look through that lens of gratitude, we begin to see the learning and then the gift which fills us with gratitude. Thanksgiving this year presented me with a new experience. Instead of welcoming family into our home and preparing a dinner for a large group, as we always do, it was just my husband and me. At first, I felt sad that we would be alone. The other family units in our extended family have at least 4 people or more, and they would be enjoying the company of one another. I didn't plan on preparing Thanksgiving dinner at all. There didn't seem to be any reason until my husband Michael said we should. He really likes Thanksgiving dinner. So we prepared smaller amounts of food, but the same variety to our usual traditional family meal. As the family progressed, as the day progressed, we had quite an interesting and fun time, not worrying if everything was perfect. We tried a couple of new recipes that we had not tested. After all, it was just us. I set the table in our kitchen, not the dining area, with china and crystal and candles. We didn't worry about the turkey being done at just the right time, and that was a relief, or that the gravy didn't have as much flavor as usual. It was just us. And I wasn't exhausted by the end of the day. I was filled with gratitude. I'm usually exhausted as we say goodbye to our last guests. The pain of not celebrating normally, shifted to a feeling of adventure once my awareness was raised. When we kissed each other goodnight, we both giggled with gratitude at the fun we had experienced being just us. Today is the first Sunday in Advent. The definition of the word Advent is the time before the arrival of a notable person, thing, or event. In this Advent season, we're reminded of a young, unwed woman who is about to give birth. She and her loved one are on a forced march to present themselves to pay taxes. They have no place to stay, and their only transportation is a donkey. She's about to give birth. They stop at the inn and ask the innkeeper for a room, and they are told there is no room at the inn. As they begin to leave, the innkeeper offers the animals stable. You know the rest of the story. But let me remind you, this was not a comfortable, happy moment. No matter how gloriously the story is told, labor and delivery are no walk in the park. It's a painful process, and any woman who has ever been through it will tell you she would never choose a stable to deliver her baby. Now imagine you don't know how this birth story will end. Can you imagine any possibility that it will end with joy and gratitude? If you're being honest, I'm guessing it would be tough to come up with a happy ending. But it does, doesn't it? When we raise our awareness of possibility, we are simply planting seeds. Seeds that may grow into amazing transformation from frightening challenges and experiences filled with gratitude. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation that causes you grief or pain, or maybe just frustration, focus on what might be happening for you rather than what is happening to you. With that attitude in mind, keep watch for the good that may now have room to enter your life. Then enjoy that very beautiful feeling of anticipating gratitude. As you feel moved to sit in a comfortable position, eyes gently closed or open, feet flat on the floor, if that's comfortable for you, hands resting in your lap, take one breath in through your nose and gently release it through your mouth, saying, ah. Now slowly take in a deep, cleansing breath, deep into your abdomen. Hold it, and then slowly breathe out. Once again, deep breath in through your nose. Hold, and out gently through your mouth. We move beyond our physical presence and move within as we become aware of the energy within us. Feel the calm seeping into your awareness. Whatever we perceive our energy to be, we direct our spirits toward awareness that we are surrounded by love and light. Imagine warmth surrounding you. Outside circumstances have no place in this safe environment. You are filled with love and light. You are in charge of your loving energy. Now, begin to anticipate gratitude. Let it be so. And as you feel ready to open your eyes and comfortable moving your fingers and toes, come back and join us.
Thank you, fellowshipians. I send love and gratitude to each one of you. A song by Karen Drucker, I Am Healed. Feel free to sing with me. Up from my feet, I call the healing power. Up from my feet, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Up from my feet, I know that I am healed. I am healed. In through my hands, I call the healing power. Oh, in through my hands, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. In through my hands, I know that I am healed. I am whole and I am healed. Oh, down from my head, I call the healing power. Down from my head, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Down from my head, I know that I am healed. I am whole and I am healed. With my spirit and soul, I call the healing power. With my spirit and soul, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. With my spirit and soul, I know that I am healed. I am whole and I am healed. Oh, up from the earth, I call the healing power. Up from the earth, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Up from the earth, I know that I am healed. I am whole and I am healed. Gonna send it back to the earth. I send the healing power. Send it back to the earth. I send it from my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Claim it back to the earth. I send it from my heart. I send it from my heart. I know it, I claim it, I see it, I feel it, I think it. We are whole and healed right here, right now. Up from my feet and into my hands, down from my head and into my heart. With my spirit and soul, up from the earth, I send it back, I send it out. We are healed and whole. We are whole.
Many, many thanks to Dangling Participles, to Winnelee Zeeb, beautiful Winnelee Zeeb, and to our speaker today, Susan Rothfuss, for bringing us a very, very timely message and a really wonderful way of thinking about anticipating gratitude. So thank you, Susan. And thank you so much to all of you for being here this afternoon. We just enjoy so much seeing all of your names come up and knowing that you're here with us on Saturday afternoon. I wrote in the e-announcements this week that I know that you can watch the service anytime, and that's really nice, but I really encourage you to join us on Saturday afternoons because it creates such a wonderful feeling of community. And we really want to keep that fellowship, love, and community going and allowing people to join in with that. It's so wonderful. I just have a couple of announcements. I want to remind everyone that this next Sunday is the Remembrance Service. Reverend Sue Quinn will be joining me along with our ministerial students this year, Karen Conklin and Julie Ross. Next Sunday at the regular time, 4 o'clock. I think that will be a really nice service to remember our lost loved ones and find peace in our hearts as we move into the holiday season. And we also want to remind you to check out the online store. We have new items, new holiday items, and it's so easy to find. It's in your e-announcements. Just click on the link for the store, and if you find something that you like, it will be delivered to you. So just let us know. And now we're at the end of our service and want to continue with our wonderful tradition of creating this wonderful big virtual peace circle that we've created in these times of virtual services. So let's just stand if you are inclined and sing out loud, reach your arms out and picture this huge circle of all of our fellowship friends and family, all of the new people who have come to us now that our services are virtual and so available to everyone. And we appreciate you all, and let's just feel that loving energy swirling around this big circle as we sing our peace song. And then our closing blessing will round out the service. The words will be on the screen for those of you who are new to us. And again, as always, I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday.